30 days. That's how many days in a row that I spent 1 hour of working on music theory. And I'll tell you why. Because it was April 6th and I was learning the piano and I was going through YouTube and I had this realization that I have a commitment problem. You see, every so often I'll say, I'm going to take the piano seriously. And then I'll do it for a week and then I'll stop, right? So I had this great idea. What if I did a 30-day music theory challenge where every day for 30 days I spend 1 hour of working on music theory and see what it did. And I would document the process. And every 5 days I'd make a beat and post a video, and it would be a 6-part series and it would just go crazy viral. But all 6 videos are posted and my best video did like this much. So anyways, that was my thought process on April 6th, and now we're on my last video, the recap. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so this video will be a 4-part video. Part 1 will be the intro. Just did the intro. Tell me what you thought about it. Kind of shitty, I know. Anyways, part 2 will be a recap. I'm gonna talk about what I did in the challenge, what I was thinking about on that day or that week. Part 3 will be what I've learned, not in detail, but I will give I'll give you some sauce. I'll tell you that. I'll give you some sauce. And then part 4 will be what I did differently. So let's get into part 2. So I thought it went great. We are in week 1. This was the most important week because this is the week that I learned the most. And every week after that, I feel like I was kind of just watching the same video again. But besides that, I was learning I would say I was a sponge in week 1. I was just absorbing everything in. In week 2, 3, or 4, I was still learning, but it wasn't as much as week 1. So, also before the challenge, I told myself I'd build on my left hand and finger independence with my left hand. So this whole challenge, I was doing the chords with my left hand because I knew I could do it with my right. I can do them with my right just fine. But the left is always hard, especially I think this finger. All right, so enough a lot of talking. All right, we're on day 1, and I gave myself F major to learn. And by far, my favorite scale out of all the scales that I know, which is not a lot, but by far, it is one of the easiest to learn right after C major. I highly recommend it. So I spent those 5 days learning it and just also learning basic music theory. And that first video, it was pretty good. I kind of liked it. I was learning a lot with video editing as well. And I was learning blurry shots and I was learning lighting and stuff like that. So that whole week I was learning more than just music theory, like video editing as well. Day number 5, I made this beat. I thought it was pretty okay. I don't own any paid plugins except for Expand, and I just got it right after this challenge. So I think my sound selection was holding me back, but I thought the beat was pretty good. And then the last 2 days of the week were pretty normal, pretty basic. I watched my video, did my practice. So when I got to day number 8, week number 2, I'm not gonna lie, I was stoked because now that I did my first week, I knew I couldn't quit. Now that I posted my first video for everybody to see, I knew I couldn't quit. I had to finish it through. So it kind of lit a fire under me a little bit. And every day I got off work, I was looking forward to learning and practicing and video editing. Week 2, we switched from F major to F minor. The switch was not very hard. It was actually the week after this that was pretty hard. But it was good for my finger control. On day number 9, it was my birthday. I went to Austin with my fiance. We had a blast. Day number 10, I made this beat. And the rest of the week was pretty chill. To start off week 3, I made this beat. And it was a pretty bad beat. But the great thing about this challenge is that I'm learning to be more vulnerable and open and posting content that I actually don't like or would usually approve of. Especially with stuff like this, because it's supposed to be raw, like you're almost like right there with me. Not every beat that I make is great. Like, if I'm being honest, like 40% of the beats that I make are great. And 60% of the time, I'm just like testing ideas. Like, I'll start a beat, and quarter of the way into the beat, I'll know if I'm trashing it or if I'm finishing it. So it was a good learning experience. I will say that. Day 16, I started experimenting with my fingers and trying to get some finger independence. And then we also started a new scale, B major, by far the hardest, and it gave me the most problems because I just it was a very awkward scale for my left hand. I could play it fine on my right, but for my left hand, it was very awkward, some of the chords. But it definitely helped me out the most, I will say that. Day 17, I made a whole video and deleted it like a dumbass. And then day 18, 19, and 21 were pretty normal. And on day 20, I made this beat. Week number 4, and I'm not gonna lie, I was dreading the challenge. Like, week 3 was okay. I kind of felt like I was like kind of staying stagnant, but week 4 I was like ready to be done with the challenge. Like, it was really just getting old, and the videos that I were watching, they almost felt like it was pointless because I was just watching the same thing over and over, and it's the same thing, and I know what he's talking about. So like, but that was the good thing about this challenge. It was to also challenge me to be disciplined too, and stick to one thing, you know. So, and then day number 23, I got a sustain pedal, and I did not know what I was missing out on at all, because it really changed the whole challenge for me after I got a sustain pedal. Everything just sounded so much better if you just hold your foot down on it and play at a slow tempo, and then eventually pick it up and then slow it back down. Everything just sounds so beautiful. All right, so we made it to day 25 for one of the last 5 days, and my dumb ass forgot to change scales somewhere in this challenge. I can't remember when, but the last 5 days we're going to B minor, so yeah. The last 5 days were very basic. I mean, I was tired of the challenge, so I came home and I set a 30-minute timer, and when it went up, I was done practicing my piano. Usually I would spend like, I don't know, I would spend a little more time on each watching videos and practicing piano, but I was really getting tired of it, so it was a very, very basic week. I mean, you can go back to the videos and actually watch what I did if you want to. So on day 26, I entered a beat battle. This was their reactions. I didn't win it, but they liked it, so it was good enough for me. Let's go.
Jokes. All right, 9TC. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, this is Pharrell. Pirelli.
And then we're on to our last day, which was a Monday. And all I could think about when I came home is that I'm going to record this video, edit it, and post it, and that will be it. I'm going to take like a 3-day break before I even touch the camera again. And it's been like maybe like a week and a half since I've picked it back up. So I took a long break, okay? So and yeah, so my thoughts on the challenge, there were some ups, there were some downs, there were some days where I didn't learn a thing. There were some days where I learned a whole bunch. So, all in all, this challenge helped me a lot with just like staying consistent. And, it all starts somewhere. It's easier to not do it than it is to do it. And I'm trying to pick up on that. Like, it's really easy to be lazy, so I thought this challenge would help break me into making music again every day, posting consistently, editing videos consistently, just creating consistently, just being consistent. That was kind of the main idea for this challenge, and it worked out great for me, and it did exactly what I needed it to. And you can also do this challenge at home with literally anything. I was thinking about doing a drawing one too, so I'll let you guys know about that one. All right, but anyways, it is on to part 3, what I've learned, and I'm going to finish this up tomorrow, the recording, because it's 8 o'clock, and I just ate dinner, and I want to lay down and go to fucking sleep. So, till tomorrow. Part 3, what I learned. All right, I'm not going to go into depth on everything that I learned about music theory, but I am going to give insight on what I think helped me the most. So, C, which is this note, is where it all starts. It all starts right here at this C note, and if you go up 12 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we are right back up to the C note. And if we do it again, we're at another C note, and there's a bunch of C notes. It kind of just loops around. That being said, when you learn here to here, you learn from here to here. Anyways, but besides that very basic knowledge that most people know, I think the most important thing that you should get out of this is learning the C major scale, because everything is going to be built off this scale. And I know what you're probably thinking, like, Chris, what is a scale? I don't know anything about music theory. Well, if that is you, a scale is a collection of notes that sound good together. Here's an example. C major. Oh. This is the C major scale, and everything is built off this. And I'm going to show you, if you haven't heard it before, a chord. So what is a chord? It's, to me, probably the most important thing to music, and it builds everything. But it's a collection of notes that sound good together that you're playing at the same time. Example. If we take a scale, which are C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and we take one, and we skip one, and we take one, and we skip one, and we play it, that is the first chord of the scale, the C major. Right? And there are 7 chords in one scale, and we label them literally with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if I play the 1, and then I play the 2, and then I play the 3, and then I play the 2, that would be a chord progression. So you can build these chord progressions. You can take the numbers and you can maybe do, like, I don't know, a 4, 7, 5, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take one, skip one. 4, a 7, 7, 5, and a 1. Okay, just making sure. And you can just kind of play with this, and this is how you can build a song. Literally off of this, you can just take a number 1 through 7, you can build the chord and make a chord progression and make a song. So I like playing 7 chords, so here's a C major 7. All I did was skip another one and then play another note. Alright, now that I've explained that, I don't know, I feel like I didn't explain it very well, but now that I've explained that, I'm going to play around with some scales and the chords so you can kind of see how just knowing this basic music theory can help you write music, like your own ideas, so much more easily than just sitting there and guessing or clicking it in the piano roll. So, now that we went over chords, chord progressions, and scales, I'm going to go over what's called an inversion for when you get tired of playing those same old chords. So, what I've learned is you got a basic C major. Alright, what if we just took this C note, right, and played it up here? Because, as we remember in the beginning, the C just repeats all the way up the keyboard. So what if we just took and we went and then what if we did it again and we just took this one, and where's this one at? Okay, right here. So just see how it sounds the exact same, because it is the exact same chord. Just the root note, well, that's a bad way to explain it, but just the C or whatever the last note is to the left is played up an octave, basically. So the reason why you would do that is to change the voicing, maybe get a different vibe, or if you don't want to go all the way from the 1 chord to the 6th chord, see how big of a pass that is? You can kind of just work out the inversion yourself. So I can go from the 1 chord to the 6th chord super quick just by using the second inversion. When you're playing a chord, let's do the C major again. Sometimes you can just take almost any one of these notes. I like doing one of the middle fingers and moving it over this way or that way can give the chord a different feel. So, wait. No, so it's not that one. Okay, so look, I took the pinky and just moved it down. So sometimes you can find some little nuances out there that are just... Keep that in mind if you're stuck on a chord progression and you feel like you don't like it. You can spice it up and just try it. I know it's a guessing game, but it's kind of fun. It's almost like gambling, right? The last point that I have is going to be the 5th and the 1 chord. And also, I haven't learned all of them, but there are chords that complement each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are on the 5th chord. Naturally wants to pull to the 1 chord. It just feels like home to it for some. Let me try to give you an example. So let's go, maybe let's do 2. And then see how it kind of feels like home? All right, part 4. What I would have done differently. So, as I was making my way through this video, I came across this video that said how to learn all your major and minor chords. And a thought popped into my head. What if I knew all my major and minor chords? Literally, I could learn any scale in like 5 minutes. So if I would have done anything differently, if you feel like doing this at home, or if you just feel like learning the piano and music theory like at the same time, like that's why you're learning music theory. I would definitely spend 2 weeks on scales, right? Learning a scale so that way you can have fun and play something. But the other 2 weeks, I would learn all your major and all your minor chords because honestly, I don't think it would be that hard looking at it now. Now that I've already done it for a month, I don't think it would be that hard at all. Also, I would spend more than 30 minutes practicing, like maybe do an hour if you can, but the real thing that you want to do is just show up for yourself. Showing up is going to be 90% of the job when it comes to learning music theory and more importantly the piano and really anything in life. If you really want something, you really just have to show up for yourself, and I know that can be the hardest part because I struggle with it myself. So, besides that, though, I thought this challenge was really dope. I thought it was a cool way to get back into YouTube because I really want to start posting very consistent. As consistent as I was with this challenge is what I want to be doing from here on out. So, I don't know. Maybe like really like and subscribe and comment because that is the stuff that motivates me to keep making videos. So, anyways, let me know down in the comments if you think I got better at playing. I'm just gonna do a little montage of me playing the piano. So, peace out. It's making sense now.
They're the same type of chord.
More info about that.
Let's learn some music theory. First up, we need to learn how.
Day number 30. Guys, we only got one more video and one more practice to do in the rest of this challenge. This is the last day.